So, you guys, I thought I would give you a few tips on what you can do with your ashes that you have from, say, you have been burning things in your cauldron. Um, okay, so I've got these ashes. This is what I do on every full moon and every new moon. I will take my ashes in my cauldron, um, and I mix them with salt. You can mix them with your sea salt or your just table salt um, to make black salt to then use in different any type of spells. You can also take it and mix it with moon water. So moon water is, you want to first look at the planets and what kind of energy is out there astronomically. Because say there is like a really intense new moon, or a really intense like a full moon in, say, Cancer, like there is now. That's a really emotional energy. So you want to look at the emotion behind the energy that you're harnessing. Because when you take your moon water is just, you take some type of, preferably rainwater that you've gathered, or water from a stream, some type of natural source of water, and then you put it in some type of vessel. You can put crystals on top of it. You can put crystals around the bottom of it, inside of it, if it's a type of crystal that doesn't get ruined by water. And then you can put it in the moonlight and let it gather that energy all night long, and then use it in your spells. But you can take that water and mix it with your ashes to make a type of ink, to then write sigils. Sigils are forms of magic, symbol magic, that the intention behind the symbol will create the energy that is being represented. So anything that you write it on will harness that energy, which then you can harness your energy of all of your intentions for the month and put it into that. Usually what I do, if I've got too much left over, I will bury it in my garden. It's good for my garden. If it's a negative if my intentions with the spell were negative, or to give something back to somebody else, which is usually a negative thing, I usually don't save those. I don't put those on my property. If it's any type of protection magic, which I rarely do any type of negative magic, not saying I'm fully for whatever anybody wants to do. Because within witchcraft there's witchcraft, and then there's Wicca, and then there's paganism. So a Wicca believes is like threefold law. Witchcraft, there's not necessarily any rules. It's just more what you choose to express. So, and I follow, the more that I study, the more that I realize that I am for just full-blown witchcraft. That is my thing. So, and then what I also do is I save the ashes of my incense. So like when I burn incense sticks, or when I burn sage, I mix that in, and it also creates a black salt, or you can just create any type of salts that you want. But yeah, that's what I do with this, to get ready for for the next moon cycle, because I don't like to hold on to anything energetically that held any type of things from the past. I like to let go and go, even with my stuff. I like to go through my house and let go of stuff, because the more that you give away and let go, the more you have, because you're creating a stream of abundance. When you tell yourself that you don't have enough, and then you hold on to things like you're never going to have anything anymore, it creates a stuck. You get stuck in this. So let me get my tea, and then we'll get get to doing this little thing right here. Okay, so what I do, oh, I want to show you guys my new pants. Aren't these so cute? I got them from Doll's Kill. They're like a high-waisted, like bell-bottom type pant, but they're like a crocheted granny square pattern. So I'm going to take my spoon. As you guys can see, this spoon that I got from Roan Mountain, I carved some runes into it. These are all runes for like magical intentions, bringing out your magical intentions for like knowledge and things like that. I can't really remember what they were, but I put them there. I opened my book. So usually what I do is I'll take a couple spoonfuls of my ashes with like the herbs mixed in there as well, because usually there's herbs mixed into it, and it's just kind of a, so I take my ashes and my herbs like that, and I just put them in there. And then, of course, there's salt mixed in here. And I'll use this in like spell bottles, or if I'm doing a spell where I'm outside, I'll put like a circle of black salt around. You can use this in place of like regular black salt, like this kind right here. Of course, it's not as aesthetically pleasing, but it still works the same energetically. You can also put some type of crystal in there, like a tourmaline or an obsidian or a quartz, to kind of absorb negative energy, to kind of get negative intentions out of the salt. But I like to also do it with the incense ashes, like I said, because then the salt ends up mixing with the whatever type of incense you use. And usually I use like the stick incenses that I use are like the Satya Baba brand. But like if I have extra like this, I just take it into my garden and I will dump it into my garden. So I'm going to go do that real quick. Okay, that's empty. I like to just kind of, on the full moon, I like to just get everything ready for the next cycle. I don't like to have any, like this stuff right, like old candles. I like to have those burnt up. Any old candles that I have sitting around, I like to just let them burn up. So I'll show you. So any of the old candles that I've got, I just burn the rest of them. Let them burn down so I can start fresh, and then I'll clean all the wax off of it, all the surfaces, and get those ready for the next cycle. I like to energetically cleanse my. So on a full moon, what I like to do most is take my crystals that I've had around me. So like at night, I sleep with a selenite wand near my bed to absorb negative energy, because I notice when I do that, I don't have as much nightmares. And then I will take like things that I use, like my palm stones like this, anything that I carry on me to absorb and earth and ground me, absorb energy and ground me when I'm like feeling anxious or anything that's around my workspace. So I usually just take this whole tray right here and I put it under the moonlight. I put it on the porch. If you don't trust leaving your stuff on the porch, you can just put it in a window that faces, like preferably a south facing window or a east facing window, because the moon rises at the east and sets at the west, I think. So as long as your crystals get a few hours of moonlight, they will be cleansed. And so I do that. I kind of cleanse everything. I cleanse my crystal jewelry, my rings. The rings I only leave inside because I'm afraid somebody will take them. But yeah, I clean all of this stuff off. I try to cleanse all of the crystals that are in my little case right here. Sometimes I don't mess with all of them. It just depends on the, but this, I like to do it, this is a good time of year. Like this is because it is the end of the year. So it is a good time to get all of the old energy out of your space. So with that being said, I am going to, let's light, let's light something, and we will, what I like to do is I like to light a cleansing, like a frankincense, or a dragon's blood, or a mixture, also cedar, because it, and I like to walk clockwise through my house and go through every single room. And I'll usually, you know, recite something to myself, like protect this home and all those who enter, or protect me from false love, protect me, you know, I cast blessings, and you know, I just say whatever comes to my mind. And I'll, you know, just protect the home from negative energies and ill intentions. And I'll say that as I walk through the house, and I'll go across every doorway, in front of every window. So yeah, let's light. I usually like to do, like I said, I like to do the cedar brick, and I like to do 7 archangels and frankincense and myrrh. Those are the ones that I like, and I always mix them up in my small thing. Let me get one of my spoons. You guys, these spoons are the greatest. They're Amazon for like a pack of 6. I think it was like under $10. I've seen independent shops like being advertised to me on Facebook where they're selling the one spoon for $6. It's kind of a ripoff. If you can get 6 of them for the price of one, yeah, that's why I go through Amazon, you guys. But so I'm gonna make a little concoction of just a couple spoonfuls of each, and just a little bit of the cedar. So it's actually quite colorful, look. So you just kind of, what I do is I put my hand over it. Let me point you guys down so you can see what I'm doing. So I kind of just put my hand over it and lightly press on it, because with resins, you don't want to work it too much, because it will turn into if it starts to get warm, which it will start to turn into like a paste and stick to the bottom of your mortar and pestle. Actually, the best thing you can do when you first get a mortar and pestle is take some water, put some water in it, and grind it. Grind the top layer of both the pestle and the mortar, so there's no cracks in it, which I did not know that. But yeah, it helps to kind of like season it, like you almost like you would season a cast iron skillet. That's how you season a mortar and pestle. You grind the stone in there for, like, you know, a while, with some water in it, and that will help. That will help create a barrier so your stuff doesn't soak into the material. So now I've got this little blend. If you guys want to buy anything from me, any herbs, any incenses, any resins, you can contact me for right now through my Instagram at the Hollow Grove Apothecaries. I will sell you guys, if you guys need anything, I'll sell you guys some stuff. I'm more than happy. inventory will be a lot more next year once, you know, I can start growing my stuff again. But if you need anything, any, you know, magical herbs in the meantime, I can help you with little bits. So if you need anything, and if you want to buy any of my art that you see, you know, through there as well, all the crystals and stuff that I showed you yesterday, or my art video, my art tour, all of that is for sale. So, you know, whatever you guys see, if there's a request that you want, I'm more than happy to, you know, take your business. I am just a one-man show, so just keep that in mind. So you always want to open your windows when you sage, when you do any type of energetic clearing, you want to have the windows open. And then what I do is I just, you know, go through the house with and I always go clockwise through the rooms. You do it 3 times. I think it's called Widdershins. Or maybe that's the backwards. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope you guys can feel the good vibes that I'm giving to you. And, you know, I implore you to clean out your space, get rid of things that you no longer use. If you haven't touched something in a year, give it away. Get rid of it. You don't need it. You won't touch it. I promise. You know, I love you guys very much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.